Ford CEO Jim Farley is completely out of touch with the people who want to buy their trucks. Quality continues to go down, prices keep going up, and dealer lots are still stocked with overpriced 2023 models that most people can no longer afford. In Q1 of 2024, sales of the F-150 truck fell to a staggering 13% compared to the same time last year. Truck buyers are done overpaying for these unreliable, expensive trucks. And in today's video, I want to show you exactly why that's happening. I want to start with the cheapest trucks that you can get at Ford, and then we're going to walk through, see what else is around here, moving all the way up to one of the most expensive stock trucks that I've seen, and the price will probably blow your mind, but I'll get there in a minute. What I want to talk about first is the Ford Maverick, and this, what's supposed to be and is Ford's entry-level pickup truck. And right now, it's pretty much the cheapest Ford truck that you can get pretty much anywhere. But there is one huge issue with these cheap Mavericks that I've seen, and it's not good, at least I don't think it is. First of all, when these Mavericks came out, you couldn't find them anywhere. But as you can see here, this is the most Mavericks I've ever seen at this dealership in over a year. We've got an entire row of Mavericks going along this side, and then when I walk over here, we have another row of Mavericks right along this wall. And last time I was at this dealership, it's been a couple of months. I think I only saw like 8 Mavericks in total. But as you can see, we have 2 rows stacked, which is the first time I've ever seen this. But again, as I walk through this row of Mavericks, there's one huge glaring issue. These trucks start at around $23,700, $900 when you build them on Ford's website. But by the time you get to the dealership, they're always way more than that, and you never see a base trim level. This XLT is $33,495, but a discount of $780. This Black Lariat is $38,995 with a $950 discount. This Blue Lariat, again, is $38,995 right there. And this XLT is $33,995 with a $1,450 discount. And as I walk through this lot, I don't really see anything cheaper than $33,000, which is $11,000 more than the base price of what a Maverick should be starting at. This one here is an XLT at $32,995. This trimmed out Lariat is $38,995. I did find one that's pushing the under 30 grand mark. This blue XLT here is $30,495 with $1,180 discount, and that finally brings these Mavericks under 30 grand. But I did find one even a little bit cheaper. And again, this is the cheapest one that I found on this lot. This white XLT, pretty much basic everything, plastic everything. And the price of this one is $29,495 with an $805 discount. So as you can see, the entry-level trucks are still at 30 grand and well above the base price of $23,000, $24,000 because dealers are not carrying the low profit margin, low trim level trucks hardly ever. If you want one, you're gonna have to order it, which really kind of sucks. But one thing you don't see on this lot are any Ford Rangers. But I did find one, and that's where we start moving into a little bit more of the crazy prices here. And this truck I'm about to show you is also the first one here that I've seen in Idaho, and I think you'll be very interested in what it is. Now I'm about to show you that interesting truck that I was talking about, but speaking of Rangers, I actually did find a few, and the funny thing is they're hidden way in the back corner of this lot. As you can see, the front where I was is way over there, and they've got the Ford Rangers, not many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 it looks like. I don't see any more here. We've got 5 Rangers tucked all the way back here, being hidden for some reason, I don't know why. But let's look at this black one right here. So let's see how much this new 2024 Ford Ranger is right here. It is an XLT, the 2024 Super Crew 4x4. XLT trim level, and it'll run you $44,860. And for a Ranger, I think that's kind of high, but compared to paying 70 grand, 65, 75 grand on average for an F-150, obviously it's cheaper and it has to be. But this blue one is even more expensive. This is a Lariat trim level, and it's also a 2024. This one is $47,995 MSRP. But there is a discount of $28.35. So it does look like all of the trucks, pretty much every vehicle here I see has a discount, including 2024 models, which is surprising to see because forever they were holding on to these 2023s and they weren't reducing the prices. They weren't trying to get rid of them. Then about 5-6 months ago, they finally tried to offload the 2023 models and drop the prices drastically. Now they have 2024 models finally rolling in because they have room on the lots now, and they're already discounted, which is a sign that things are slowing down. If they weren't slowing down, they wouldn't be reducing these prices whatsoever. But now onto that really cool vehicle that I told you I would show you that I did not expect to see here. It kind of caught me by surprise, actually. It is expensive, it is marked up, it is really cool, and then once you see it, you know, put in the comments what you think about it. They actually have the new 2024 Ranger Raptor sitting right here. And this is the first time I've ever seen one in person. I've only seen videos and reviews of it. Obviously, I didn't get to review it, but for a Ranger, this is probably the coolest Ranger that I have ever seen to come out. And something interesting I noticed, took me a minute, but these have the new BF Goodrich all-terrain KO3s. I'm a pretty big KO2 fan, and I run them on pretty much every truck or SUV that I've ever owned. But the KO3 is supposed to have a lot of improvements, especially in wet weather traction. But of course, when you look at the sticker, you might have a little bit of sticker shock, but I want to put a little caveat to this. Before I show you the price, Toyota recently came out with their Trail Hunter version of the new Tacoma, and that thing runs you about $75,000. But this new Ranger Raptor is less than that Trail Hunter. Driving is one of the safest ways to travel, but accidents do happen. When you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. Morgan & Morgan does not settle for lowball offers. Just in the past couple of months, Morgan & Morgan saw verdicts of $12 million in Florida, 34 times the highest insurance offer, $26 million in Philadelphia, 40 times the highest insurance offer, and $6.8 million in New York, 25 times the highest insurance offer. The fee is absolutely free unless you win. Did you know that you can start a claim with America's largest injury law firm in just a click? It's so easy. You can start your claim right now with Morgan & Morgan at forthepeople.com/motor, or just click the link in the description below. And it has an MSRP of $59,185. But of course, with any special vehicle like this that come out, there's always going to be a markup, and you pretty much expect it. And on this one, it has a markup of $10,810. That brings it to $69,995, which usually if you go inside, you can talk to them a little bit, maybe ask them to knock a little bit off of, and take home a Ranger Raptor if you want to pay over MSRP. Or you can wait just a little bit longer, wait for more to come on the lot, and you'll probably get a little bit better of a deal. But speaking of vehicles with crazy markups, they have the new Raptor R with the V8, and this is probably one of the most marked up pickup truck, probably within the last 2 years, especially since the TRX has been out for a while. Markups on that are pretty much done, but not the F-150 Raptor R. The MSRP is already pretty crazy for this V8 Raptor. It'll run you $113,640. And I thought it would just be like a $10,000, maybe $20,000 markup, but it's even crazier than I thought it would be. They're asking a markup of $36,355, bringing it to $149,995. What's even crazier, people with disposable income are actually paying that. This is like their third or fourth one in the past few weeks. They're typically here just for a few days and then they're gone. So while it is insane, these things do hold their value. They flip pretty well in the secondhand market, but that is one of the highest markups on one of those that I've seen, at least in the past couple months. But now we're gonna get into the full-size regular F-150 truck. And I got a little sidetracked, got distracted by those Raptor pickup trucks, the Ranger and the F-150. But I figured I would show this to you anyways. But talking about the F-150, usually this lot is full of F-150s all along here. And instead of one row, there's usually 2 rows here on the left and right side. And this row is usually full, but they're all parked like a little bit sideways to fit more. But it does look like they've been getting rid of a lot of their 2023 inventory, and the 24s are rolling in. But the fact that they still have this many 2023 models is still kind of crazy. I figured we're 4 months into 2024. I thought they would be gone by now, but they're still here, even with discounts of $7,000. So they clearly are getting rid of some of these 23s, but they're still overpriced, even with the $7,000 discount. Remember, these went up by like 35% in just 3 years from the prices before 2020. So the fact that they're still holding on to a lot of these 2023 models, even with the big $7,000, $8,000 discounts, still blows my mind. But what I want to show you about the F-150s is the price of the 2024 models. And I want to try to find a comparable trim level between the 23s behind me and the 2024s over here, just to get a good comparison. And we're just going to talk MSRP, no discount prices or anything, just what's on the window sticker. This one here is a 2023 F-150 in the STX trim level. And if we go look at what the MSRP is, it's $51,595 for a 2023 F-150 STX. And then right across the way here, this is a 2024 STX trim level. And of course, in typical Ford fashion, they went up in price. Now the increase in price is not as high as I thought it would be, at least on this trim level, but it's still quite a lot. So the MSRP on this 2024 STX is $53,590. That means this trim level, this is a lower trim level F-150, is gonna run you about $2,000 more than the previous 2023 model. But what about a step up from that? What does a XLT 23 run compared to a 2024 XLT model? So interesting thing that I just observed here while walking around trying to find a 2023 XLT is all of these here are the STX trim levels. And then right about here starts the 2023. As you can see, the headlights are different compared to the ones over here. So I think a lot of the higher trim level 23s are finally gone off the lot. And it does look like they have this is what's left of the 23s. But we can go to some of my other previous videos to compare what XLTs used to be compared to what they are now. And they're about $3,000 more this year-ish compared to last year. But a 2024, this is like a kind of mid-level XLT package, is still where the prices start to get really high again. So this 2024 4x4 Super Crew with the 3.5 liter V6 EcoBoost and the 10-speed auto is going to run you $63,610. And that is a XLT, kind of a lower to mid trim level truck, and they just go up from there. But enough about this F-150. I want to talk about something else, and it's an SUV that I find really, really interesting, and that's the Ford Bronco. When these first came out, you couldn't find them anywhere. And even just a year ago, you couldn't find them anywhere. I made a video about February last year of dealers marking it up on people after they even told them that they could get it at MSRP. And there was like people fighting over Broncos and markups were crazy. You couldn't find them anywhere. In 2024, right now, that's a different story. Not only do they have this entire row of new Broncos right here, they've got more here, and they're also stacked with the new Ford Bronco Raptors. They got 3 here, and way over there, they've got 2 stacked over there. I don't know if you can see it on the rock back there. And they're just not selling either. The Bronco was a hot commodity for a while, and now they're just sitting here. And you would think that the Bronco Raptors would be selling like hotcakes and people would be fighting over them, but that's just not the case. I know in particular that this one's been here for a while because in one of my previous videos a few weeks ago, I actually showed this to you. And the interesting thing is this has been here for 80 days at this dealership so far. And while it is a cool Bronco, and I'm sure it'd be fun to have, the MSRP is $96,000 and the discount about $1,000, bringing it to $95,150. And I think even people with disposable income are having a hard time justifying these prices, not only the new F-150s, but also the prices of all of these Broncos. And usually sales pick up at this time, so we'll just have to see. We'll come back here in a few weeks and see if these other 23s are gone and if they get more 24s. So to sum everything up with Ford, the prices are still pretty crazy. They're having to heavily discount anything just to get it sold on a lot. They do offer their own financing. I talked to a sales guy. He said that Ford offers 1.9%. And with the discounts, that did help them clear off some of the 23s. But as the 24s come in, you know, they're having to discount them to also keep the sales flowing of the F-150. And as for the Bronco, I really don't know what's going to happen with that. We'll just have to come back. We'll have to keep an eye on the market and see if these Broncos start selling once summer comes in and people want to drive stuff, have fun, and take the top off. Anyways, that's it for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe if you like this video, you want more car market stuff, and make sure you hit that like button. It helps other people see this video and maybe helps them in their effort when they're looking at trucks.